Hey Alamance, today I'm going to teach everybody how to make Mississippi pot roast. In the youth group, this is one of their favorite meals that we make on every trip that we go. They literally take bread and sop the juice out of the crock pot after we're finished cooking. So I'm going to show you all the things that you need and how to make it. The following things are what you need. So you will need the chuck roast as mentioned before in the ingredient list. It looks kind of like this. I'm only making this for myself and Katie, so we're using a smaller roast. If you have a larger family, the general recipe is a 2 to 3 pound roast. Okay? So what you want to do is you want to take your roast and you want to pat it dry so the seasonings will stick to it. And then you're going to flip it over. Pat dry the other side. After patting it dry, throw your paper towel away. Don't leave it around because there's blood on it, bacteria. We don't need any of that. Okay? So, we're going to season it with some salt on both sides. This is a very big piece of meat. It can take it. Don't be afraid to season it. Flip it over. Season the second side. Rub it in. It'll get this salt and the pepper down into the grains of the meat and make it adhere and stick better and look really good whenever it's searing. So you want to take your skillet. You can use an iron skillet. You can use non-stick. I wouldn't use like stainless steel because it does generally stick to that. So iron skillet, get it nice and hot, or non-stick, get them both just firing hot, and let them put you just like a dollop of oil in there, just a little bit, and then you're going to take it and you are going to, let me grab the tongs, use your tongs, try not to touch it once you've washed your hands. You're going to take it, sear, both sides. You want to hear that sizzle. If you don't hear the sizzle, it's not hot enough. It's going to turn out gray and it's not going to be golden brown like you want it to be. As it's searing, just leave it alone. Don't mess with it, don't touch it. It's going to get golden, it's going to get brown. Just leave it, let it sit for about 2 minutes aside. I know that seems like a long time and you're like, do you really have to sear it? You don't have to, but it does make it, in my opinion, the flavor and the juices are locked in and it just stays really juicy. So once you've flipped it, after about 1.5 to 2 minutes, gauge it. So if you smell it burning, go ahead and flip it because you don't want it to get burnt. It shouldn't, but sometimes some stoves cook differently than other stoves. No one stove is the same. Continue to let it sear on the opposite side. And then once you've done that, we're going to transfer it into our crock pot. Once you have a good sear on all the sides, you're going to take it and transfer it into your crock pot. Just like that. You don't have to do anything else to it just yet. For a smaller roast like this, you'll use about 1/2 stick of butter, and you're just going to place it directly on top. And then you're going to take your seasoning mixes that you have. You're going to use about 1/2 pack of ranch mix. Again, just put it right on top. Half a pack of au jus mix. and half a pack of brown gravy mix. You can also choose to use the less sodium mixes. It's better for you if you have high blood pressure, if you have other illnesses that may cause you to not have a high salt intake. Feel free to substitute any of these for low sodium ingredients. So once everything's inside of your crock pot, you put everything directly on top of the meat. You don't have to put any water in it at all. The meat is going to make its own liquid. The fat is going to render out. The butter is going to melt, and that is what is going to make everything come together in the end. So once you've got everything in there, put your lid on. If your lid has these fancy, handy-dandy, fancy things on it that you can latch it into place, the way you bump it, the lid's not going to come off. You're going to turn it on low for 6 to 8 hours. If you have a smaller roast, 6 hours will be okay. If you have a full large roast, it's gonna need that full 8 hours to cook. You can cook it the night before, cook it overnight, and have it ready for the next day and just reheat it, or you can put it on in the morning and leave it all day to cook. Your house is gonna smell wonderful and great. You also have the option to put pepperoncini peppers on it. I don't put them on there. I'm not a huge fan of them, but if you put them on there, use about 6 to 8 pepperoncini peppers, and then like I said, set it, forget it, leave it. You don't have to worry about it. It's gonna be just fine. If you use the full-sized 2 to 3 pound roast, you're gonna wanna use the whole packs of your seasoning mixes. You don't wanna use a half a pack. It won't take on the full flavor of what it's supposed to be. And once it's done cooking, I'll be back, and then we're gonna shred it up with some forks. That's all you're gonna need is 2 forks. That's it, one for both hands.
8 hours later.
So, we're here, 8 hours later. 2 forks, that's it, one for each hand. Pull your lid off. I'm gonna latch it first with these handy-dandy latches. Look at that. Look at that. It looks so good. And it's just gonna flake apart just like that. And then as you pull, like where it's separated right there, this right here is fat. Right in the garbage. Don't need it, don't want it, doesn't taste good. And with it cooking for so long, it'll just separate right from the meat. And then you just, well, right away. And then you just go through and you keep on shredding, and you're gonna find more pieces. And as you find more pieces of fat, throw them away. That way you don't have to worry about getting it on your plate. Now sometimes there will be meat intertwined in it. There's nothing you can do about it. You just kind of gotta flow with it and just let it fall apart and flake. And once you do all that, all the juice from the meat, you're gonna take and give it a good stir. And it's gonna make a little sauce and a gravy to go on top of it. And you just stir it up. And it's gonna coat the meat. It's gonna make it so good and just delicious. So there you have it, Mississippi pot roast. All you need is a crock pot, some good quality meat, 8 hours. And you got it. Makes a great meal for the whole family. It's delicious. It's one of the youth's absolute favorite. Share your posts online. Tag us in it so we can see that you made some Mississippi pot roast.